السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. إن الحمد لله وحده وصلواته وسلامه على رسوله المصطفى وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وبعد. So probably like a lot of you, we are finding ourselves in an unprecedented and very unique set of circumstances. This may be the first time that any of us have faced a situation where the masjid is closed due to something other than, say, construction. And just gathering from some of the messages that I have been receiving from some folks, that it undoubtedly can be a little bit disconcerting, a little bit unnerving, that we might even find ourselves in such a set of circumstances. And it's in times like this that it is important to reflect upon the guidance that Allah gives us in His book. And that, for instance, there's a beautiful passage in the 39th chapter, Surah Al-Zumar, where Allah reminds us, Allāhu khāliqu kulli shay, that Allah is the creator of everything. And of course, we're all wondering what's going to happen next with the so-called coronavirus. And it's important to remember that this in itself is part of Allah's creation. Allahu khaliqu kulli shay'in. And then Allah reminds us, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in wakil. And that Allah also is the guarantor, is the protector, is the watcher over everything. So when we find ourselves in a situation in which we feel that we're no longer under sure footing, the benefit from this is actually stripping away the illusion of assuredness that we had before, and that we are being brought back to, let's say, like a reset point, in that the really only safety that we have and the only assurance is that which Allah provides. And therefore, it's not that we shouldn't be concerned about something like the coronavirus. It's a very serious thing. But if we stop and reflect for a moment, Allahu khaliqu kulli shay'in, Allah indeed is the creator of everything, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in waqil. That Allah is also our protector, our guarantor, and our sustainer, and that there is no safety other than which He provides. There is no guardian other than His guardianship, right? And I say this just, during these very odd times, we should be using this as an opportunity for our Iman to grow, for our faith to grow, to become closer to Allah, especially in a tight and difficult situation. It's just simply a reminder and a wake-up call. Fear is one of those interesting things. Fear is something we're often taught is a negative thing. Don't let fear control you. Part of this, I think, is because fear, in the way that it's portrayed in popular culture, like through movies, fear is a paralyzing emotion, where fear from the Quranic perspective is actually one about action. And Allah will often say, that it is وَإِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَعِبْرَةً لِمَن يَخْشَى, right? When Allah talks about how He dealt with Fir'aun, that it is a warning only for those who have fear in their heart. Allah also talks about, خَشْيَ الرَّحْمَنِ بِالْغَيْبِ, having fear of the Most Merciful, which is an interesting, contrast, right? That Allah is at once Ar-Rahman, the Most Merciful, but Allah talks about those people that will only believe in Him, or those who have fear of the Most Merciful in what is hidden. مَنْ خَشِيَ الرَّحْمَنَ بِالْغَيْبِ. Or Allah talks about إِنَّهَا لَتَذْكِرَةٌ. It is only going to be a reminder for those who have a sense of fear. Fear, I think, is a much maligned emotion in our cultural understanding of things, whereas the Quran tells us that actually fear indeed can be a great reminder. So it's a way of almost having like a reset point. So I encourage you to actually, maybe if you find yourself having a little bit of extra time or being at home, take a moment to go through the Quran and do a search for those verses that deal with fear, and see how they're not about being paralyzed. They're actually about taking action. They are about correcting one's course in life, that when, and this is a part of the fitrah, part of the innate aspect of the way the human being was created by Allah, is that when we have fear like this, it is actually a natural inclination to want to turn back to Allah, to turn to Allah for safety, to turn to Allah for relieving some type of hardship or distress. This is not only a sign, sometimes, now all of a sudden everybody wants to get religious. Well, we should actually be quite careful of demonizing that, because this is part of the fitrah, for lack of a better word, autoimmune response of the soul is to turn back. And therefore, if a person's heart is softened by fear, this is a good thing, or for yourself, capitalize upon this and use it as a means to hopefully, inshallah, inna ma'al usri yusra, right? When the hardship passes, then we, inshallah, still stay on the same path. وَنَحْمُدُهُ وَنَشْكُرُهُ وَلَا نَعْبُدُ إِلَّا إِيَّاهُ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْكَافِرُونَ. As we say, we praise Allah and we thank Him, and we will worship nothing other than Him, even though it displeases those who disbelieve. And at this time, of course, we ask Allah to make our affair easy for us. وَزِدْنَا إِيمَانًا, also to increase us in faith. وَزِدْنَا عِلْمًا, increase us in knowledge. And وَزِدْنَا حِلْمًا, increase us in our sense of forbearance. وَإِجْعَلْنَا مِنَ الصَّابِرِينَ, inshallah, to increase us in sabr and make us from those who are indeed perseverant. وَصَلِّ وَسَلَّمْ وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.